So Elon Muskie done shook up the whole entire Twitter world with this new update. If you don't know, Elon Musk done made this new update on Twitter where you can see the location where the Twitter page is out of, and boy did that shake things up. And Drake did not spare a chance to try to get back at Kendrick and Kendrick's fans, but little did he know it's a backfire. It's an L. So let's just read into what Drake was doing into this, and then we'll tell you why the hypocrisy is crazy. And I'll also talk about, this whole thing that's been going on and the positives and what I'm seeing as the negatives of it. So let's go through this story real quick. Drake reacts to Kendrick Lamar fan account being exposed for posting from India. Okay? Drake. All right. So Drake liked the post on Instagram accusing one of Kendrick Lamar's fan accounts of being based in India. The Toronto rapper's own fan page shared a screenshot of the location and wrote, TDE's most influential Twitter account, which claimed to be black man from Compton, has been revealed to be based in India. This page used to deny Drake's blackness. And then the page in question that was outed came out with a statement and said, since y'all looking for dirt on me, here it is. Started in listening to hip hop 2002, Kendrick Lamar, TDE 2012. Made this account in 2017, 18, way before this beef. And for Elon Musk, F you, you ain't doing ish, but just want the bloody engagement with revealing. See, that bloody, that bloody, you know what I mean? With revealing locations. That was a dead giveaway. To the rest of y'all who will still follow the account or discuss news, we're posting this down the third, Okay, so here is the picture of the account. Y'all can see it. Wait. Oh, I guess you can't see it. All right, well, right here is the account. Okay, so, and Drake liked the post because Drake's not going to ever miss a chance to try to clap at Kendrick or Kendrick fans. Now, here's where the hypocrisy is just... Drake can never, and the OVHOs can never get a win without getting a massive L. And I'll tell you why this isn't really a win for anybody. So now I got these all in different positions. So now that the locations were out, it wasn't just the Kendrick accounts that popped up. Shout out to Certified Boogeyman. He always got the details of what's going on. So now remember those accounts that got outed. Now, this account right here is one of the biggest Drake pelvis eater accounts, not just pelvis eater. This is why this is way more of an L. This guy has been exposed to just be using straight racism in his account. You want to know, especially someone like me, why this specifically was beautiful? Because shout out to Certified Boogeyman. He gave me the oop. We slid on homie together. Don't ever get it twisted. He threw me the blicky when he was done. He threw me, and I said, okay, hold on. I let about 6 off. This person from Israel, look at the tweet that got outed. Watch this. This is me posting about Black History Month. And then he says, nah, this nigga is ugly as F. And there's been a bunch of other tweets, a bunch of other things exposed from this exact account of using the N-word, of using da-da-da. And I ain't gonna lie to you. You know I'm Petty Murphy. Hold on. You know I'm the petty god. Hold on. Watch this. I couldn't wait. Here's my tweet. You know me. I'm the type to wait in the cut. Don't worry. Yeah. My mother's prayers, I'm anointed. Don't ever, I'm telling you, my mother's prayers hit like 762s. Watch this. Then I tweeted this. What? Hold on. 17,000. Yeah. So not only are you cosplaying like you black, but you're using it to be anti-black. Wow. Wow. It don't stop there. You know, Certified Boogeyman ain't done. Hold on. I think it's... Here's another one. Like I told you, straight OVO racists. Make America white again. Make America white again. Excuse me? You over here enjoying bangers and mash and causing infighting, talk about make America white again? Oh, nah. You don't get to enjoy haggis. You know what I mean? And then also, never that. Never that. Make America white again. These are the people cosplaying to cause infighting. You see the difference? You see it don't stop there. Hold on, I gotta make sure, hold on, I gotta make sure. It don't stop there. So, y'all know that, y'all remember that Akademiks TV account? Remember how much they were posting me? Remember the stuff that they were saying? This right here is that Akademiks TV account. This right here, based in Australia. And it's already been outed that it's an Asian man based in Australia. And this is some of the things that this person was saying. Drake airs out fake ass niggas who use him for features. Wow. Fake ass what? Crocodile Dundee rolling over. He's great. He's so disappointed. Crocodile Dundee's so goddamn disappointed in you. There's more. Oh, there's more. This page was tweeting stuff, making Emmett Till jokes, by the way, here's another one from that Kofi page. Nah, you not black, nigga. You see the difference of the outings? You see the difference? It gets really, really dark. Then they get outed to be an Australian page. Now, let me show y'all the Emmett Till joke. I was looking for it. This is an Australian Asian man. I don't even need to say more. This is the same page that was trying to post about me. This is some of y'all. I've been telling y'all. Go back to my song, Vengeance. Was it 3260? Go back to that song and go listen to that carefully. Anyway, let me speak on something where now I'm starting to see a little bit of issues and a little bit of things that's starting to pop out. That's really muddying a lot of this up. So at first, the accounts that were getting outed were the accounts that I think absolutely, positively deserved it. And I showed you why. Not just because they were from a different place, but because they were cosplaying and using that fact to be anti-black and pretend that they were black, pretend that they were in America, So those people, I told you the specific tweets. But it started to get to the point, and I noticed when, especially when it was the OVO versus, because these are really the two fan bases that are doing this, is the OVO and the Kendrick stands. I started noticing when the OVOs were trying to find dunks, were trying to dunk on people, they started just finding any page that wasn't in America and started being like, oh, look, you're not in America. Oh, and then what happened, the disappointing part was because they've always tried to push like, Kendrick's a xenophobe, not like us is an anti, They always try to push it. What disappointed me is some of the people who fell for it. Because now I'm seeing people on both sides just pointing out somebody is from a different country or in a different country, and then acting like that makes their opinion not matter or makes them lesser or makes them like they should stay out. I'm trying to tell you something. That is absolutely positively the dumbest, most... This is that point when I start, and this is what I said about Eminem stands too, where I say y'all start eating your own tail, where you're no longer speaking for Kendrick, you're speaking for your own hatred. For anybody out there who's now because now we're seeing pages that literally have always said where they were from, have always talked about where they're from. Let me say this is Screwface Jean, a public figure that has a pretty big following. If you didn't pretend you were a different race, if you didn't pretend you were from somewhere else, if your Twitter page, you talked about other things outside of just what's going on in America strictly to cause infighting, you did nothing wrong. To keep it real, this is also a thing that's happening in politics. A lot of MAGA accounts came out to be fake too. And that's bad because they're genuinely doing that to cause infighting politically in America. If you didn't do that, you're okay. There is nothing wrong with somebody from a different country, culture, or anything enjoying something from a different country, culture, and having an opinion about it. It doesn't even make sense if you think about it, because if that makes you a culture vulture, just enjoying something, even though you said you were from somewhere else, then we all are. Check the tags of your clothes or your products that you use. How much of them say made in Japan? How many times do how many of our cars are made in Europe or made in Japan or in Asia? We literally call them foreigns. We brag about it. Oh, I'm in a foreign. If you got a BMW and it breaks down and then someone says that, and then a German person tells you you can't have an opinion on it, wouldn't they sound like an idiot? Kendrick Lamar, I think people fundamental misunderstanding of Not Like Us led to a lot of xenophobia. And I think what this is now showing is just exposing a bunch of xenophobia. And I guarantee you, Kendrick Lamar is watching niggas, even his own fans, be xenophobic and try to be like, stay out of this. You're not. And I guarantee you he is disappointed. Kendrick Lamar literally on the Harper's Bazaar interview said, Not Like Us. It wasn't about where you were. It was an energy thing. It was a moral thing. And Kendrick doesn't usually come out and explain exactly what his songs are about. But I feel like the reason he had to do this one is because I think people were starting to lose the plot, and Kendrick had to come out and be like, let me explain what Not Like Us is about. Let's just say in his own words. Okay, Not Like Us. Not Like Us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent, Lamar said. Now, if you identify with that man that I represent, ... obviously he's going to say, then you like us. But this man has morals, values. He believes in something. He stands on something. He's not pandering. He continued. He's a man who recognizes his mistakes and not to be afraid to share the mistakes, and can be deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of Not Like Us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. Some of y'all aren't really Kendrick Lamar fans. Some of y'all found Kendrick Lamar from this. Same thing with Drake. I'm saying some of y'all ain't really their fans. Y'all found these people from this beef. Y'all found a lot of engagement from this beef, and you no longer are even speaking for Kendrick. And do you know how, Kendrick Lamar is the same person who said, I'm African American, I'm black as the moon. He's the same person who said, on the freeway to Africa till I wreck my Audi. And you know another reason why I think that TDE is trying to come out and tell people, especially their fans, to stop being xenophobic and stop hating on people just because they're from a different culture? If they didn't do anything wrong, if they weren't saying nigga, if they weren't saying you not black, if they did, pay attention to this. Schoolboy Q tweets 10 hours ago, Blue Lips tour Australia, right? Is this Australia? Yeah, look. And so, and he posted that in the middle of all this. And some of y'all might be like, oh, okay. But watch this. Not only did Schoolboy Q post that, showing love to the international fans, look at what Punch posted. And how many hours ago is this? 11 hours ago. So just an hour before Schoolboy. Look what he tweeted. Next in Australia. If y'all not paying attention, they're trying to tell y'all, stop being xenophobic. We love it. And that's another thing is like, bro, y'all realize the GNX tour, the international leg was longer than the American leg. You understand that, right? Do not hijack Kendrick's message. Do not hijack niggas' movements to start infusing your hate into it. Kendrick isn't a xenophobe. These niggas aren't xenophobes. They've never been somebody to act like your opinion doesn't matter because you're from somewhere else. The only people that we should be focusing on, dunking on, and obliterating are those people who are saying, oh, this nigga ugly and he's from Israel. You not black, he from Israel. The people who are posting slave memes. Kendrick makes slave music and these people don't have no drop of blackness in them. Those are the people because they are attacking and trying to cause infighting. Everybody else is fine. And I'm seeing a lot of people posting things like for instance, let me show. Ellis, which Top also just retweeted her too. Elise, she made a tweet that I have to highlight. I love this tweet. The casual xenophobia on this app is so disappointing. And it is. And some of y'all don't know what xenophobia is, right? And a lot of that time that word gets thrown out and people don't understand what it really is. Let me just give y'all the actual definition of xenophobia. Xenophobia is the fear or hatred of strangers, foreigners, or anything perceived as foreign or different. It can be specific anxiety disorder characterized by any irrational fear of strangers, but it is more commonly understood as a form of prejudice, discrimination, or hostility towards people from other countries, cultures, or backgrounds. Xenophobia can manifest in various ways, from negative attitudes to hostile actions against specific ethnic groups or immigrants. So, when I read this and people be like, well, I don't fear them. Fear is used in a different way there. But a lot of y'all are just showing that you're xenophobes. And I'm telling you right now, I said this to my homie Curtis on the live stream I was with him yesterday. There was an era in America, there's an era in our culture where homophobia was a lot more accepted. Go back and look at some of them early 2000s movies, some of the jokes they made when the F word was more commonly used in music and art and whatever. And then notice how when it stopped being, how many people had to go back and apologize for things they said. It's the Rory tweets all over again. I'm telling you guys right now, to the people who are being xenophobic, to the people who are saying somebody should stay out of a culture because they're not from this country, to saying that your opinion doesn't matter, that you're lesser, making fun of them just because they're from a different country. They did nothing to you. About 7 years from now, when you guys are having to defend some of these disgusting, vile things y'all saying, I don't want to hear it was a different time, Rory excuse. And if that's fine if y'all want to use that, but I want to make it clearly known right now that I knew it was crazy in real time. So here's other forms of this. So people understand, and maybe maybe you've been on social media showing signs of xenophobia and didn't even know it. So let me here, characteristics of xenophobia. Fear and distrust, an unreasonable fear, distrust, or hatred of strangers, foreigners, or anything perceived as foreign or different. So, when you automatically don't trust somebody's opinion on something or don't trust somebody saying something because they're from a different culture or country, that's xenophobia. Okay, again, prejudice or discrimination often manifests as prejudice or discrimination against immigrants or other groups. If you found out somebody is from a different country, and that's the only thing they did, and now you're making fun of their country, go back and eat. I see this stuff. It'll be like an Asian person. It'll have like a Vietnamese flag in their bio. They'll show that they're Vietnamese, and then they'll tweet, oh man, I really like Kendrick, and then there'll be an OVO account. Boom, or it'll be a Kendrick account. It'll be, boom, you need to focus on samurais and fried rice. It's like, bro, what? Y'all think y'all are dunking on niggas being crazy like this? And I get it, Trump is in office right now, and that's what's making the xenophobia fire, and y'all falling for it. But this isn't gonna last. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is gonna be shaky when the repercussions of this comes back, and it will. It always does. I've been alive long enough to see it every time. Y'all got some explaining to do. Some of y'all gonna have some explaining to do. Okay, so the belief that foreigners or those from outside one's own social group represent a threat to the identity or security of a nation or community. So if you believe foreign people enjoying hip hop, consuming hip hop is some sort of threat to hip hop or some sort of threat to your enjoyment to hip hop, you're being xenophobic. It's not. Hip hop is worldwide. I think people need to real. And I also saw a tweet too where someone's like, "Dang, I think Americans are just figuring out other countries exist." And it's like this is a very American thing that we do. Like we be the only people that go to other people's countries and call them foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that shit. It's like as America, we all have main character syndrome. So it's like, yeah, that's xenophobic. So stop doing that. Overlap with prejudice. Xenophobia often overlaps with other forms of prejudice, such as racism, but it is distinct that it is specifically rooted in prejudice of being foreign. So, like I said, if you don't want to be a xenophobe, if you've maybe been engaging in some of this stuff and realizing, and you're now realizing that, oh no, I'm being xenophobe, this is your day to stop, right? This is something I've been seeing from the OVO accounts, but this is also something I've been seeing from the Kendrick accounts. If you find out as somebody who's been saying nigga, somebody who's been talking about slave music, somebody who's been talking about like they're in Cali, New York, or pretend cosplaying something, right? And you find out that they're not that thing, dunk on them. Let the clip fly. Let it fly, right? But if the only transgression they did to you was be from somewhere else, and you think that that's a dunk, or you think that that's enough to hate this person, hate on this person, make fun of this person, or act like their identity, opinion, or thing doesn't matter, congratulations, you're a xenophobe. I got to show one more just to make the Drake laughing at that even more funny. I need to show, look at this. Look at this, guys. I'm sorry. Look at this. Ovioski, Kendrick won the beef. Look at this meme. In the cotton fields. Now look at this. Colombia? These are the people that you should be giving Anna to.